development. So once again, we welcome our chief guest for the session. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, sir, you are audible,
Yeah.
sir.
So now I hand over the session to our resource person, Miss Manju. Ma'am,
Yeah, thank you.
please. Yeah,
So,
thank you.
so thank you for the introduction, sir, and a very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. And first of all, I thank the beloved principal of the college and also the mechanical staffs for supporting this event to interact with the young minds. Okay? And about me to start with, I am Ms. Manju R, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Biomedical Engineering at the College of Dr. NGP Institute of Technology. Yeah. And to start with the session, first of all, I have to share my screen. One sec. Is my screen visible, sir? Sir, is my screen visible? Okay. Now is it visible, sir?
Visible, ma'am. Visible.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, to start with the event, today's workshop is going to the topic of workshop on entrepreneur skill, attitude, and behavior development. First, before getting into the topic, and I would say some sort of I'm having some sort of relationship with the topic of today, and that my family belong to the entrepreneurship family, and in that I have a few steps to come upon with this binding work of this session. Okay. So to start with, today we are going to see about the what is entrepreneurship and how the attitude and behavioral development of an entrepreneur must be. So coming to the introduction, what is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business bearing most of the risk, that is external barriers, internal barriers, and enjoying most of the rewards at the end of the story. We would have seen a lot of examples of the entrepreneurship, and at the end of the presentations, we are going to see about those young entrepreneurships who is revolving around India and made in milestones of it. Okay. So it also plays a key major role in the economy, using the skills and initiative necessary to anticipate the needs and bringing the good ideas to the markets and innovations. So yeah, how the entrepreneurs have taken the steps. So it starts about to the school. In the school, many of them are related to if suppose there are two major things which would have related to what their future will be. Like our uh, our parents will be thought of that two streams we are going to, like one is biology side and one is the mathematics side. Okay. So after finishing our schoolings, and we are getting to the confusions of what to opt the technologies or what to opt the courses. There is engineering or and the biomedical and behavioral. So these are the major domains which we are interested in. And after finishing those college times, we are ready to choose whether we are working for ourselves or working for a company or we own the company. That is known as employee, or whether to be an employee or an entrepreneur. So this confusion is leading all around our life, whether to be an employee and whether to be an entrepreneur. So to choose the steps wisely, we must have some short-term goal and long-term goal to choose our path wisely. So how it looks like when we are an entrepreneur, the person might be an entrepreneur while he is about to work out some short-term goals and long-term goals, and to attain he or her entrepreneurship. The process might be a long process, and the outcome is an enterprise. Okay, which kept a milestone of those things. So these are the few characteristics of which the entrepreneur must have. So first, the entrepreneur must have an confidence skill. Okay, first he or she must have the capability to take the risk and to take up the failure moments as a positive thing. Okay, and to have an self confidence to develop their his or her innovations. Okay, and have the drive and capability to have and determined, motivated, and have the good amounts of energy to to drive the skills of to attaining the long-term goal. And he or she must possess the flexibility that they must be adaptive to what all the social external barriers and internal barriers they must be facing, and they must have some workout plans, and which their plans and which their capabilities must be noted day by day, and whether they are completed or not, they must have an routine practice of that flexibility over the adaptive one. And they must also provide the few characteristic things of the problem solving, the creation, innovation, and imagination is playing a major role in the characteristics of entrepreneur. So yeah, so these are some entrepreneurial skills that he or she develops. So he or she must develop. So first one is an ability to plan. So whatever the things might be, we must have the ability to plan his day-to-day routine. The business planning process in the entrepreneurship helps an entrepreneur identify exactly what's need to accomplished in the future as well. And the second thing is in marketing, and marketing plays a major and drastic domain in the entrepreneurship skill. So it is not just about a single marketing strategy, and it's more about a marketing spirit differentiated itself from the traditional marketing. The best example is the chat products like Lays, Bites, and all those chat items in one single packet. Like it might have said in the most slim that it carries about the charge of 5 or 10 rupees, but the worth the carried out is it's not actually the worth of 5 rupees, because we have only some quantity of food, but its charging is too high. But that's a kind of bit marketing high. So those marketing plays a major role in that. And marketing is also related to the branding. So the branding attitude makes the marketing high. So that makes the entrepreneurs to sustain in their originality. And the second is the interpersonal skills that combine with the attitude and behavior, including interaction with others, to have the good communication skill, active listening skills, and attitude. And also the team building skills. And one person, like individual, must not have the bossy character to maintain a team. So team building means just in putting group of people together to have the specific skills and purpose, but it must not be an bossy thing, so that our work structure may be stopped, and to evaluate the people on their strengths and weakness. So at last, and the personal effectiveness is also plays a major role in those entrepreneur skills. So personal effectiveness, it's nothing but a branch of self-help movement dealing with the success goals and related concepts. So it also integrates some ideas from the power of the positive thinking. So these are some skills and characterization of motivation to sustain our goals, okay, to reach our long term goal. So we have to bear our failures. So if we think failure as a failure, we would never have a step ahead. So we must think of failure as a lesson to approach many good positive things. Okay, so first one is an goals, and we must have a good attitude to face the failures. So if we are taking one step ahead, and if we had felt apart, so we must not feel very low, and the plan we must not tend to with the plan. So we must have the attitude to face the failure. So and also to idea success, and also the support and performance. And the performance is the consistency thing to attain the success at the longer term goal. So these are the stages of effective entrepreneurial development. The stages of development first is awareness. Okay, so the awareness is just clarifies the values, builds the personality and motivations, So acceptance, and we must accept the failures, and also we must not take our success to the head, so that our next step will be abandoned. And also it identifies and accept the strengths and weakness. So if a person knowing the strength and weakness, uh, he or she would have some attitude to approach the problem, and the end of the story will have the solution at his or her hand. So it's better to know the strength and weakness, and also the acceptance of the development. So the third thing is an vision building. So which set arises of the short-term goals and the long-term goals. So the fourth thing is in business planning, in which it develops a business plan and action to achieve one's vision. One's vision first starts from a short-term goal, and then it attends to the long-term goal. And for that, we must routinely have the consistency to work out to have a sustainability in their career or pathway. So the fourth thing is and learn from direct experience. So it's not about taking Elon Musk and every other high entrepreneurs into an example. Our parents might be an entrepreneur. Okay, so just see the surroundings and extract the examples for them with them, and also implement the plan, reflects on the failures and gains in the direct experience. And the last foremost thing is an empowerment. So empowerment, it became the empowerment and competencies acquired match one's strengths and weakness. So these are the ecosystems of general entrepreneurship. Okay. First, we must have a policy, and the policy must be supported by the finance. It may be the finance may be some unstable thing. It is dependent upon the external barriers and internal barriers which we are facing, and the culture and the environment in which the ecosystem may be led to the failure, and also the support from family mates, and also from friends, and also the financial support plays a major role in the entrepreneurship. And also here human capital per year, and the market is said as a branding. So branding plays a major role in the entrepreneurship. So these are some different models of for teaching entrepreneurship. As said before, we must have an emotional intelligence to tackle what is our strength and what is our weakness, and we must have the capacity of experimental ingestion and holistic management, and also the harvesting of good energy in the productive things, and the project management and globalized work and uncertainty. So trust building the relationship, and all those comes under the appropriate model to teach an entrepreneurship in different models. So these are the few barriers of entrepreneurship. If we are yet to take an entrepreneur as an entrepreneur, these are some barriers which we will face. So first and foremost thing is poor or absent infrastructure. If we are yet to have some good plan, so we are taught to have some infrastructure, but it will be an first barrier, which will be poor or absent. And the second thing is a lack of training facilities. But the economy support might be the failure thing to start up with the entrepreneur, which arises as a barrier. Okay? So the marketing constraints, and also the lack of support services and trained extension staff. We might have an huge plan in our head, but our staff activity and the financial support would not give the hand to the entrepreneur, to he or she. So all those have a barrier in the entrepreneurship. So and also lack of financial support, as said before, and social barriers like economy and the human capital also plays a major role in the barrier of the entrepreneurship. Yeah, so these barriers are classified into external and internal barriers, as said. The labor market conditions, and also the infrastructure plays a major role, and the government policies and economic climate and legislation, like we have to pay a lot of amount to the government to make his or her goal, her dream as in reality. So those legislation itself, we must pay a lot of amount. So it makes an drawback in the external. It makes an drawback for the entrepreneur to step up the skill. and also to access the market. So those are some external barriers which that affect the growth of an individual. And coming to the internal barriers, the psychological and the motivational factors, and also if one person is yet to failure in one step, they will be very emotionally not stable to face the another thing. So that's it. And the management capability and funding and shortage of orders, so these are some internal barriers which affects the growth of an individual. And also the sales and marketing capacity and the poor product or services which might be failure in the single step. These are the few skills required for overcoming the growth barriers. So first, the entrepreneur skills is an interdiscipline. So interdisciplinary skills comes with the attitude and behavior skills of an individual to be developed. So if you are running towards a goal, so we must have a short term goal and long term goal to work with it. Okay, if we sustain with the short term goal, soon we will reach with the long term goal, and that may be the consistency key to the success. Okay, so the ability to take risk and also the innovation and change oriented and persistence. So combined with the technical skills like operations specific to industry and all those good communication, design, research and development and environmental observation, and all those comes under the technical skills. Like technical skills meant to be like if you are designing a company, designing a product, so that product needs some specific place. Okay, so that specific place must be an good for the research and development, and it must have a good environmental observation, and all this will combined with the skills needed to the entrepreneur, and combined with the management skills like planning, decision making, motivating, marketing, finance and selling, and all those comes under the managed skillings. With all those clubbed up like entrepreneurship skill, technical skills and management skills, those are the required for overcoming the individual barriers for the growth and and to have the key as in consistency of success. So these are the factors that influencing small firms. Yeah, the first is a motivation, unemployment, and there are we might have read upon the many failure stories, as they would have come upon the due to the unemployment they would have reached the great peak. Like the best example is yet to come, like Elon Musk and all those things. Yeah, I'll explain in the upcoming slides, and also the education, management experience, and number of founders, and functional screen and training and age, and all those have some influence in the small firms. So you're all the young people to hit, and it is of the right age to set up the short term goal. So coming to the entrepreneurship attitude, so entrepreneurial attitude are behavior traits that can help an entrepreneur grow and succeed their business. So it's your attitude, not your aptitude, that will determine your altitude. So whatever it is, it's not only if you have to become an entrepreneur, but as a human, he or she must have an individual hope that we must have a good attitude towards the society. So uh, it will not get you in any way, but it will determine in your altitude. And attitude is generally learned or acquired over a period of time from your birth and from your it determines from your birth and determines from your environment, your friends and your enemies, all that put together is building up the attitude plays a major role in all the part of the system. An attitude affects the behavior of a person, and when the attitude is going to be wrong, it affects the behavior of a person. So every day your attitude is challenged by other people and the external factors. So external factors here meant to be your environment and person who what is your circle belong to, and what is your environmental belong to, and all those matters. So it decides your attitude to be. So the behavior of a person is a reflection of an attitude of a person and who's the person is. So we must have a good attitude towards any commitment. So if some risk is taken, so that will attain us in great peak of teaching and learning process. So if we hope that thing is in failure, we would not take that step ahead for the purpose of the success. Okay. So the second thing is entrepreneurial attitude is not just a matter of personal perception, but it is an individual feelings, thoughts, and confines towards the entrepreneurship. And it also influences the confidence and enthusiasm and inclination and aspiration towards the entrepreneurship. So all these key factors is responsible for an individual to have the good attitude towards the society and towards the environment. It all depends upon your work circle. So next, coming to the agents to achieve the entrepreneurial attitude. So it is driven by a vision. The vision is supposed to be a long term or short term. So first we must have an vision. So what we are to be in the future. So for that we must start working with what we are by today. Okay, so we must be driven by a vision. Okay, so and relentlessly engaging in the innovations. And if you need something, and if we need to be entrepreneur, okay, we must have some will of action to do something, and we must act towards the patient continuously. So it is a key is consistency towards the success, and also the being alert to and ready to seize the opportunities. So every opportunity will not come to your door. You must go in search of the opportunities. Okay, you must go in search of the opportunity to have some good response and good step ahead in your future, and also not constrained by the resources. If we are it's not about having some I have very low resources, so I cannot act upon very great things. So it's not all about that. What is having in the hands, we must act by it as a resource constraint. So we must not feel constrained of what it is. So yeah, so this is everyone is known to this person who is an Elon Musk. Okay, so these are some few advices of a few billionaire advices. So first one is an reading, positivity, risk taking, leading, and mindset and preparation. So these are the few key points to be a successful man and also the richest man in the world. So hope you guys know this person. So he says that read often and read to lead. So education is also an key structure to have all those positivity binding towards us. So age does not, like reading does not have any age factors. So it is all about adding all the knowledges and also the saplings of knowledges in the young minds, and also the positivity. The failures, the if we are about to fail in something, we must not take the failure as an personal or emotional. It may have some emotional impact, but we must not take that into an personal to develop into an successful person. So positivity is also a main thing to whatever the thing you face in life. Okay? So the third thing is a mindset. The mindset is everything. For the mindset to be great, you must have an attitude of an good behavior contact. Okay, so do more creating than you're complaining. So it's very short list to complain what we have or what the circle of us have. So if we start doing or innovating things, okay, so it will attain in the successful category. And also the preparation for success is to be prepared day by day. If it may be short, but at the future you may obtain it as a great successful career. Okay, so plan for success, but be prepared to fail. So if you attain one success, beyond that you will have that hundreds of failures to be faced. And also the other thing is in leading. So do not be a trend follower, be a trend setter. If you do not have a pathway where everyone followed, okay, don't follow it. You just create your pathway to lead a successful successful destination. Yeah, and also the risk taking. Risk taking is must an important thing in your life. So if you are afraid to take the risk in our life, okay, we might have set upon the setback. We must have set back in our life. So these are some other entrepreneurial attitudes. Okay, if we have positive, okay, we must have learn how not to do the decisions that cause the failures. If we are it is minus, and it will obtain the bad feelings. The Coming to the next slide, the bad feeling meant to be a short-term effect. If you are yet to fail in some innovation or some steps, if you might have taken, that might be resulted in bad, very very bad feeling, but that may sustain over a very short period of time. But at this stage, if you have the self confidence to step up on the other process, okay, so at the long term goal, you can have the lot of lessons that what not to do and what to do. So coming to the entrepreneurial behavior, I hope I have covered the entrepreneur skills and attitude. So coming to the entrepreneur behavior, it can be defined the set of behavior of an individual as said before. So I am not about to boring you people. So let us skip over this. I had explained this before, and yeah, these are the independent variables. So it may be changing from now and then, but the independent variables might be the one stroke is an entrepreneurial intentions. So what are all the independent variables can be? Need for the achievements, need for the autonomy, independence, and creative tendency, and calculated risk taking, and drive and determination. So yeah, and here is the most famous quote of Elon Musk. Okay? So if something is important enough, you should try, even it is probable outcome is failure. If something is if something is continuously driving you very crazy to do it, go and have and just do it. If we know that end of the story is failure, but the doing of your patient will soothe your heart. So this is a famous quote of the Elon Musk, and also the favorite quote. If something is important enough, you just go and try. If even if the end story is a failure, you just try and make yourself to learn the lessons. So these are few young entrepreneurs ruling around India. Okay, I guess you know this person, and his age is 27, and his good name is Ritesh Agarwal, who is the founder and CEO of Oyo Rooms. Okay, hope you know this guys. So coming to his life history, he had struggled a lot, and he doesn't have enough money to sustain. And he was just when the innovation was taught to his taught in his college, he was dropping out from the schools and colleges when this idea has been when his innovations has been taught. And now he is an youngest rich person who is none other than Ritesh Agarwal, and his age is 27, and who is the founder and CEO of Oyo Rooms. And yeah, the secondly, this kid, it's not about getting to an person. This is most probably we must say kid, and his age is 16, and his name is Tilak Mehta, who is the founder of Papers and Parcels. And his innovation is on the digital courier services. Okay, so he had discovered an digital courier services which might serve many people in Mumbai, and one-day delivery service with an affordable price, that too in the digital courier, is an trend set of this young mind. And his age was only 16. Yeah, and coming to the next entrepreneur, and her name is Sri Lakshmi Suresh, and at the age of 3, she has the capacity to work on the computer. At the age of the 6, she had the capability to design her own website, and now she is the founder of the E Design, that tiny logo, and she is an she is an astonishing inventor for the web design and all those web design innovations, and she is referred for. And her age is only 23. And coming to the last one, and her name is Kavita Shukla, and who is the founder and the CEO of the Fresh Glow. So her inventor was, sorry, sir. Okay.
Ma'am, you can continue, ma'am.
Yeah,
No
okay,
issues,
sir.
ma'am.
And she is the inventor for fresh paper. Okay, so what her innovation is there, like she had invented in fresh paper. So and then like she would have at the small age, she had visited the grocery stores, and though and she had seen all those grocery packets of strawberry. Okay, so at the package of strawberries, at least two or three rotten strawberries were there in every pockets. So this made her made her ability to think, and she just invented a fresh paper. Okay, fresh paper innovation. That is, in paper she had embedded fenugreek seeds. Okay, so that would keeps the bacteria and viruses away. So it has an antimicrobial property. So this fresh paper is surrounding all over the global. Okay, so these are all the small innovations which took them to the greater peak. And her quote is like, I look back to those days when I want to start a non-profit, and I think about how small I was thinking. It's not about like just doing a startup is very easy, but to sustain it for a longer period of time, facing the failures and not stepping back is a very emotional. It plays with the role of the emotional intelligence. So her name is Kavita Shukla, and her age is 30, and also the founder and CEO of Fresh Glow and Co. And these are some build right attitude skills. Okay, so experience and perceptual biases and observation of other attitudinal behavior from the environmental and from the circle of people, and also the association and the personality to, and also the interpersonal skills of how to react with the failures and how to react with the success, all those combined with an attitude formation. So these are for some key elements of the entrepreneurship behavior. So first is multitasking, and you must have the different types of risk performing an assessment to identify the risk factors most likely to affect your business. So we must have that ability to take the risks in our life to attain the greater successful. At first, we will face a very challenging purpose, but at last the fruit will be very tasty. And also the ability of the bootstrap and understanding the affordable loss. Affordable loss involves the decision makers estimating what they might be able to and put risk in. So these are some few key elements of the entrepreneurial behavior. So the same said is here. So first is to develop an problem solving, creativity and perseverance, and planning day to day keeps a young mind fresh. And if you need to execute some plan on the future, keep motivating yourself and build the self confidence, and put your way over there. Okay, and attributes that self-confidence, autonomous and achievements oriented, and all those will put together to have an entrepreneurial behavioral skill. If you have the intention to act towards the failures and success, like you will have the opportunity to search and discovery, and to design or exploit the opportunity. Okay, so at the final stage, you will be an young entrepreneur with a very good mind of consistency and to face the problems. So yeah, and I would like to end up with an quote: if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. So do not worry about what you're facing today in your life. If it might be an very painful thing for today, you might have gotten good fruit for tomorrow or the future. So uh, I would like to say advice for the young mind. So be sustain your life, be enough brave, to face what is in the life, and also I'm particularly for females. So be brave to face what are all the situations comes in your life, and be enough brave to face what is the failures and what is the environmental giving you tough in the situations. So with this quote I'm quitting it. So thank you all. So if you have any queries, it's open to you.
Yeah, the participants, if you have any queries, the session is open to you. You can ask any queries to the resource person. Yes, if participants, if you have any queries regarding the entrepreneurship, so you can ask the resource person. Ma'am is ready to answer.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay. So it's time to conclude the session. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the
Thank you.
wonderful session about the entrepreneurship. Highlighting the key aspect of entrepreneurship, and this will give the young minds to motivate the young minds in the area of entrepreneurship. So also you have quoted the famous personalities. So I'm sure that young minds will inspire by this for becoming an entrepreneur. In this juncture, I would like to thank our today's resource person, Ms. Manju, Assistant Professor of NGP Institute of Technology, and also our IIC convener, Ashok Ahmed, and also our Chief Patron, our beloved Principal Sir, Dr. K.G. Pathiban, for organizing this event. And I would like to thank all the participants from our institution and from the external institution. Thank you so much for all the participants, and thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, with pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. The feedback link has been posted in the chat box. The link will be valid for half an hour. So the participants are asked to fill the feedback form within half an hour. The e-certificate will be provided to all the participants who fill the feedback form within half an hour. Thank you so much.